Hello everyone and welcome back to Sketch by Sketch. Today we're doing something really fun. We've actually got two drawings here of Rapunzel. This first one is in my ELO sketchbook, just a sketch. I found some references from the movie, and then over here in my other ELO spiral bound mixed media sketchbook we have another drawing of Rapunzel, very similar to the one on the right of this page. I thought this would be a really fun video to just use two different mediums to color these two similar drawings and try to get the colors as close as possible and just see the differences between the two mediums. So today, as you've already seen probably in the title, we're going to be doing markers and gouache. Now, yes, I know these two mediums are very different and we can pretty much all agree that they're going to look different. But this is just a fun experiment just to see how easy it is to recreate the drawings in the same kind of style and colors, just with two different mediums. So this is kind of a series that I'm interested in starting on the channel if this video does well. If you guys are interested, I would like to start doing kind of two drawings in one video, just kind of like this, with different things like colored pencils or watercolors or acrylics, and just trying out all different things. So like I said, we're drawing Rapunzel today. I've been doing a lot of Disney princess drawings. I'm not really sure why. I just enjoy drawing them. They're fun. They're easy to draw for me. It's just something very familiar. I grew up drawing them. Sorry about that. Anyways, and they're just so fun to draw, and the colors are so pretty, and so hopefully you guys aren't getting bored of all the Disney drawings, but that's what we're doing today. And I haven't drawn Rapunzel in a really long time, and I love the color purple. It's one of my favorites, so that is one of the reasons why I chose to draw her today. I did, like I said, use some references from the actual Tangled movie, and some like stills from it. If you guys ever need drawing references, there is a website called Movie Stills DB. And if you just go there and there's a little search bar and you type in whatever movie or character you want to draw, or even an actor or actress, it pulls up all these images from the movie or show, and you can filter it and find exactly the person you're looking for or whatever. And it's just really good for references because a lot of them are action shots actually from the movies, not just still photos. So it kind of helps getting poses and making your drawings look less stiff. So definitely go check that out. They have every movie and show on there. It's super awesome. Very helpful tool for artists. And kind of the style for today's video is simple. I didn't want to go too detailed with these markers because I know that I'm not the best at going really detailed in my paintings. So I decided to keep the markers a little bit more simple today. And I'm not doing line art, I'm just going right in with the sketch, and I absolutely love the way that looks this time. It just turned out really well, I think, and I love just the really simple, clean style of these markers. And I absolutely love the bright yellow against the purple. I think those colors are just so pretty together. And if you are wondering, I'm using OHUHU markers. I usually use OHUHU. I usually let you guys know, though, they are my favorite alcohol-based markers that are affordable. Of course, Copic markers tend to be the best, but honestly, I did a shootout video on the two a while back, and it's not really worth it. Copic markers, yes, have their benefits and are really awesome and come in so many colors, and you can buy the single markers, but I'm a fan of the OHUHU because I don't feel as bad using them in my sketchbook, and if I mess up, I don't feel as bad at wasting the ink. When I use my Copics, I feel like every drawing I use with them has to be perfect because I spent so much on the markers. So honestly, it's been probably 3 or 4 years since I've bought a Copic marker. I'm just using the ones that I still have. They do last forever until the ink runs out, so that is really nice. But definitely sticking with the OHUHU markers. A little tip on them if you are curious in picking some up for yourself. This video should be coming out I think on June 9th, if I'm correct. And Amazon Prime Day is just a couple days away, so hopefully you're watching this in real time so you can get the heads up. Amazon on Prime Day, the Monday and Tuesday, I think it's on the 11th and 12th this year, if I'm correct. Maybe the 10th and 11th, I'm not sure. But anyways, they always have OHUHU products on amazing deals, and that is where I always get my markers. Typically every year I need to at least refresh my set. Maybe not buy the entire full set, but maybe pick up a skin color or something like that. So every year I definitely wait on them to go on sale because Amazon has amazing deals on them. So make sure you're checking out Amazon Prime Day, not just for OHUHU products, but really for any art supplies that you're looking for. Just put them in the search bar there and see what you can find, because I know that Prismacolor and Copic and Arteza all have usually pretty good deals on those days. And there's also a lot of other brands. Those are just my favorites. And like I already mentioned, I'm using ELO sketchbooks today. I decided to do this first one just in my regular everyday sketchbook. It's better for markers in my opinion because the paper is quite a bit smoother. And I really just wanted this one to be in my sketchbook, and I did do the sketches kind of before I even planned on doing this video, so they were already there. I went ahead and drew the other drawing of Rapunzel in my ELO mixed media sketchbook because the paper is a little bit thicker and it has a little bit more of texture to it, and I thought that that might help with the paints. And if you're wondering what I just pulled out, this is the OHUHU pastel set. I couldn't find the right color of pink in the normal markers, so I pulled out my pastel set. I highly recommend this one if you enjoy drawing things like princesses, flowers, anything kind of girly. The pastel set is really awesome. It comes with a really nice variety of skin tones, and then of course just the regular pastels, so really recommend that one. And I also recommend the skin tone set, which I'm not using in this video, but I have used many times in the past. Just using a little bit of pencil just to kind of go back over some of those lines. And yes, I did speed up this video quite a bit because you've probably already noticed this video is almost an hour long, and I did decide to go ahead and post it like this just because I know a lot of people like to sketch along, so it's a long video, I know, but and I did speed up the marker portion because I draw in markers in almost every video, and if you guys want to see my process, I think that it's still slow enough that you can see what I'm doing, but I also have a lot of other videos and even tutorials on how I color with markers. So if you are curious about anything like that, then go check out some other videos on my channel. The next segment of this video I did not speed up because I did a live voiceover. Right now I'm just doing this recording after and watching it back. I was able to record the other part of this video just while I was drawing. So it's definitely got a little bit more of a sketch with me vibe and less information. I know I probably haven't stopped talking the entire time this video has been on. I just had a lot of things that I wanted to bring up. We are approaching kind of mid-July here and coming to the end of the summer. We're not there yet. I know there's quite a bit of summer left, but my goal is to get a few extra videos filmed and ready to go because I am going to be starting college at the end of August, and I know that things are going to be pretty busy then. And honestly, I can't tell you what's going to happen with the channel. I don't want to stop making videos, but they might not be every week because I know that my schedule is just going to get a lot crazier. I have a lot of classes scheduled, and I just honestly don't know how much free time I'm going to have until I actually start. So I'll keep you guys posted. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep the videos coming for a little while, just keep them filmed and hopefully have some backup videos, and hopefully I'll have some time here and there to film some new ones. And then I think I'll be able to definitely keep up with some shorts. I know I haven't been filming any lately, but I want to start doing that again. So lots of plans. Hopefully all of that stuff works out, but that is the plan for now. I'm just going to keep coloring this exactly like I have been and take a little break from talking, and then I'll see you guys back when we start with the gouache. Alright, now we're gonna do part 2 of this video. I love the way the marker sketches turned out. So I just thought this would be really fun to just go ahead and try this different medium. So let's get into it. I've got my gouache paint over here, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I haven't cared for this paint as I should have. This paint requires a bit of maintenance, and I haven't done any of that since I got it. So it probably is recoverable, but the paint isn't doing well right now, because gouache is a paint that is supposed to be thick and almost runny. Like, it should be mixed, it shouldn't be hard like this, and you're supposed to get them out often and wet them down like I am, and then like kind of stir them up. It's kind of a tedious process, and I haven't even used these. Oh my goodness, it feels like it's been forever. I did a video, it's been a long time ago, and I used these paints, and I did I don't even remember what I painted. I was looking for it right now, but I can't find the sketchbook that I did it in. So anyways, probably been about a year since I used them. So I used some water, and I got them all nice and soaked in the water so that hopefully we can revive them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start. Enough talking about the paint. Okay, that is thick. Sometimes you gotta be careful with these gouache paints because you never know what you're gonna get. I kind of like to start out with them a little bit runnier, and let me see if I can find a palette that is not dirty. I'm also really bad about cleaning my paint palettes, so okay, I think if I just kind of spread this out amongst all the different areas of the drawing, will be good. So you're probably wondering what I'm doing. I'm just distributing a little bit of this paint, and then I'm going to blend it out with some water, so hopefully that works. And when I'm coloring this skin, I like to keep this layer, at least on the face, pretty thin to start out with, so that I can still see my pencil lines. And it's almost like watercolor at this point. Like, it's pretty thin and transparent. And in my work with gouache, it doesn't really smudge the paint, so that's good. And just a little heads up, I've never used this sketchbook for any kind of painting. It does say mixed media, so I'm hoping that that's true and that it will work well. I just wanted to try it out. Seems like I do most of my videos in markers, so if you guys are interested in seeing me do more experiments like this, then let me know, and let me know what materials you want me to use, because I'm definitely open to doing more videos with different supplies. I just typically default to the markers because that's what I'm most comfortable with, but definitely I would love to hear what you guys would like to see, and see how I can just use that water and blend out just like that. So that small amount of paint dilutes and is able to fill that entire space. And that's what's fun about gouache, is you can start light and you can build it up and it looks really good, or you can start thick and you can just build up like layers of thick paint like that as well, almost like acrylic. So it's really versatile. Okay, I'm gonna just continue working on the skin first, I think, and then I will work on the hair and stuff. I think I need to start mixing colors, because getting them straight out of the bin typically never is the right color choices. Try not to waste any of the paint as much as I can. And I like to add a little bit of like a pinkish red when I color skin, and a little bit of blue. Little tiny bit of blue. Just kind of makes it look a little more skin-like. Okay. And I think we're gonna need to darken this up just a little bit. Maybe this color, kind of yellowish. Okay, let's just see what this does. Okay. I'm not the best at mixing colors, for sure, because with markers you just kind of grab what color you like and it's a lot simpler. And I've already kind of decided that I don't want this to be overly complex. I just kind of want to keep it simple, and I think the simple style sometimes is better. At least when I do it, because when I start getting too detailed sometimes with mediums that I'm not really that comfortable with, then they start looking sloppy. And I just kind of want this one to be simplified and cute and almost like a Disney style. I've been drawing a lot of Disney princesses. I don't know if you guys like that or not. They're just so fun to draw and I love the colors, so I guess I've just been doing that a lot lately. I'm going to be doing I don't know what'll come out first, but if it hasn't already, my next video is a summer outfits video, and then I'm going to be doing a Barbie outfits video, so like drawing outfits of Barbie. So that'll be really fun and really cute. I just love pink and I love Barbie, so that'll be a fun video. Just keeping this really simple, adding the shadows pretty much where I would if I were coloring with marker. Just not really worrying too much about it all, because we're not going to be blending an insane amount of color, so just keeping it simple. Hopefully all this makes sense. I know I'm not the best at explaining things sometimes, so sorry. Okay, let's make that color just a little touch darker, and I'm going to go in with a smaller paintbrush and just kind of deepen a little bit of that shadow. This will probably be the last color of skin tone that I use. Probably we'll just add some blush, and this will be the skin. And I'm using the color almost to outline some of the elements, not really as a liner, but just to add a little bit of definition where things are getting kind of mixed up in the colors, just so it looks crisp. Like here with the hand, that's just kind of all blending in, so just adding a little bit of color there will help it stand out. Okay, I think that's so cute. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of blush. So I think what I'm gonna do for the blush, just take some pink and some skin color, mix that up with some water. And I'm just kind of dabbing this on just so it kind of blends in. I like to put it on the nose as well. And then we'll go ahead and do the lips with that color. We might need to darken that later, but for now, that will be good. And I like to put a little kind of around the eyes. right, I think that looks really cute. Let's move on. Let's see, let's do her outfit next. I'm gonna take a little bit of this paper towel and just clean that out because I don't feel like going to actually clean it. Okay, good enough. Now we're going to, let's see, trying to find the right paintbrush for the outfit. Okay, I think I need a little more water on the paint. Sorry if you guys can't see all the paints, that doesn't all fit in the frame. And she has pink on her outfit too, so we're gonna get that as well. But mostly this purple color I'm seeing. Really liking this one. That's a really nice purple. But I think it just is a touch too dark. So I'm gonna use this purple and with it and mix those up. And that looks like a Rapunzel purple to me. Add a little water. Make sure it's nice and mixed so you don't get streaky paint. I think we could even have a little more water. All right. Now, gotta be a little bit more careful now because we do have the skin layer down, so we don't want to color on top of that at all. Just going to color this panel because the inside, the lining there of the dress is a different color. So we just want a nice even layer here. Love that. And if you're wondering about the eyes, I'm gonna go back in and do those later. I might even do them with a pencil just because it's hard to get the paint that precise when something is that small. So we'll just see. All right, let's get a little bit more purple and let's make this one a little bit of that darker color just to set it off a little bit from the rest. So you want to make sure you're using enough water so that the paint doesn't look transparent at all. You want it to completely fill the space. You know what I mean? I really like using these brushes that have kind of like a rectangle shape because you can use that flat edge almost like a pencil to just kind of sketch in the lines and make everything look sharp. I have a hard time getting that effect with a round brush. But again, I don't know much about painting, so if you have a different way of doing it, then that is perfectly okay. I'm just sharing my tips from my experience, which isn't much. Another thing that I like to do, and you can kind of see that I sort of did it there, is because this paint is not really like a marker. It doesn't completely settle into the paper in one layer unless you get it really thin. There's always going to be just a little texture with paint because it's not really soaking into the paper per se. It kind of sits on top. So if you, especially when drawing like fabric like this, if you go in directions that the fabric would be folding, it kind of just creates a little bit of texture there without really doing any work. It looks like I highlighted that to make it look like the fabric, but I just put it in there just like that. and simple way to add highlights. All right, now I'm going to use that same color because it is a little bit darker and just add a little shading. All right, now we're going to get a little bit of that darker purple still. It's still not dark purple, but it's darker than the first color we used because I'm not blending it with any of the light, and it's a very subtle difference. But anyways, just gonna color this bottom part of this dress. And again, drag your brush in the direction the fabric would be folding, which in this case the dress will be folding downward, and you're going to get texture. You can see how smooth that paint is going on. That's because of the amount of water I'm using. It's causing it to be thin, and just lay on that paper nicely. Like I said, gouache is almost in the watercolor family. It's just thicker originally, but you can thin it out and it behaves very much like watercolor, which I like because I can choose how to use it. Okay, I think that looks really nice. Now I'm gonna go in. I don't know what this is in my paint. I think this is so gross. I let some paint dry in this and I just swirled it around the bottom, and this like long strand of nasty dried paint came out. Ugh, I'm gonna have to go deal with that. I just pulled that out and was like, what in the world is that? So I'm gonna go deal with that and then we'll be back to the drawing. All right, I dealt with whatever that was in my paint, and I'm gonna get a little bit of this light purple now, and I'm just going to use it straight out of the container because I think that the color is perfect already. And I did wet the paint with my spray bottle. You don't want the paint to dry out while it doesn't have the lid on it, so I do recommend keeping the spray bottle close and spraying the paints as you work. Even if you're not using the colors, you just don't really want them to be out of the airtight container for too long. And this is what I wanted to actually show you, so I'm glad that it happened. See how I'm painting and we're just getting these white just flecks of it. Looks so dry and just kind of crusty and chalky. That's because you don't have enough water. So if you're getting that, then make sure you add a little bit of water. You're just using the paint too thickly. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the dark purple and just clean up that edge. Okay. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, the rest of Rapunzel's outfit has pink on it, so hopefully that's correct. I didn't really look up a reference, but I'm pretty sure it does. So I'm gonna add in pink on the sleeves and the laces. And I did want to ask about the summer outfits video. Hopefully this goes out before I film that one, so I can kind of ask you. But I was wondering if you guys like to see my outfits, like when I show pieces from my own closet and recreate those, or if you would just like to see me recreate some Pinterest outfits or just outfits I can find. So just let me know what you prefer there. Okay. That's looking good. I'm going to add the laces in on the dress. And now I really do want the paint to be pretty thick for this. So I'm mixing straight out of the container and I'm getting the paint built up on my brush. The thicker the paint, the more opaque. We want this to stand out. But you do have to add a little water just so it doesn't gunk up and not really want to flow. So there definitely is a balance between how much water you want to use. And that's just something you can play around with on your own. I can't really tell you the exact ratio to use. So just don't add too much at first though. Okay. And then just to tie in the colors, I'm going to use that same color to add some shadows. But we need more water if we're going to be blending with it. And depending on the gouache color, sometimes when you add water it gets lighter. Just because it's less opaque, so just keep that in mind. You might want to blend your color a little darker before you add water. Okay, now I'm going to take a darker purple and use that for just a little bit of a breakup, just to add a little, not line art, but just something to separate all these different colors of purple and add a little bit of folds in the fabric, just like we did on the previous piece that we did, the markers. Some nice thick folds in the dress, make the fabric look flowy. And I do remember the crown that I decided to add in has, I'm pretty sure it has purple stones. So I'm gonna color those in first and then add the gold in. And this crown probably isn't movie accurate, I just kind of drew it on. Okay, let's go ahead and add the green eyes just while I'm thinking of it. I'm putting this on pretty thick because I just want it to have that look of depth. And I think I can probably go ahead and try to paint on the lash line. I think this brush is thin enough. So just be careful when you're doing small details like this. Make sure you select the right brush. Eyelashes and the eyebrow. I'm going to take a little bit of black on the eye. was a little scared to use black at first, but I think it does need it just to set it off. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit of white just to highlight the dress. So again, just adding water. And usually right by or on the folds of like fabric there will be highlights, so I'm kind of just following those lines. And we can add some shine to some diamonds or jewels or whatever they are. A little bit of shine to the face. Okay, now we just have the hair, which pretty much is the main part of this whole drawing because it is Rapunzel. So I'm going to probably have to mix a color here because I'm not seeing anything quite right. But this yellow over here, which you guys probably can't see, it's probably out of frame, but is very close to being right. It's just, it needs a little more orange. Once we add some water, that should be a pretty good color right there. I wanted the hair to be very bright. Okay, and I am gonna have to move this paint over just a little bit so I can get my hand where it needs to be. And definitely make sure I'm using enough water right here. So we just want this to look really smooth and just lay on the page. And I know I keep stressing the amount of water you use. It's really not that important, it's just personal preference, but I'm just kind of stressing it just so you know that it's okay to play around with that and find what works for you. Trying to be careful around the clothes and skin. Don't want to get the yellow on there if I can help it. I'm just gonna let the hair fade out into the background. Okay, I think that color is definitely perfect. And I'm trying to draw around the crown because I will do a different color of yellow for it because it is gold still, but we don't want it to blend right in with the hair. So we'll pick a different color. hopefully this video isn't too long. I know that doing 2 processes of a full illustration in one video is a lot, but hopefully it can be just more of like a sketch with me. You guys can put it on maybe while you're drawing. I definitely love having longer videos when I just want to do a long sketching session. I have other artists that I like to just put on. Sometimes I don't even listen to it. I just kind of have it there and watch and pick up techniques and things like that. So hopefully you guys enjoy doing that as well, and maybe this video, because it is a little bit longer, will be one that you can just kind of sketch along with and enjoy. Don't have to put your full attention into it. I know it's a process. Okay, I love that. And I don't want to get too intense with the shading on this because I want it to stay really bright. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this darker yellow color and just gently add in a little bit of shadow around the roots, maybe where it folds in a curl. Add some curls, add some wispy strands. Definitely taking a more dry paintbrush, kind of like, I guess when we were talking about when you need to add more water to your brush, maybe keeping it a little dry, kind of like then, and that's when you can do the hair, because it just kind of creates a strand-like texture. I don't feel like any of that really made much sense, so sorry about that, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. A drier paintbrush, kind of those breaks in the paint make it look more like real hair. This paint over here is really wet still. Probably should have waited. It's kind of giving me a little trouble. Okay, and now I think the last thing we need to do to the hair is some bright highlights. Let's bring the lightness back into it. Okay, and now I'm going to mix the color for the crown, and I'm just going to take a little bit of green and mix it in with some of the yellow. This makes a really more realistic gold color when you add green to it, and it'll definitely be set off a little bit more from the hair if we do that. So still will probably blend in a bit, but at least it won't be the exact same color. I'm just outlining the jewels in the crown color. Perfect. Okay, I think I want to add just a little bit of green background just to kind of tie in the green color from her eyes, because I do just love the green color. So I'm gonna take the same color, mix it with some water. You know the drill by now. Just a rectangle or square. It's kind of in the middle of both. let's just do the other side. Try to make it even. I have to even it out just a little. Let's go ahead and take it to the edge. Why not? Alright, I think this painting is so cute, and like I said, it's not really technical. It doesn't have a lot of detail in it, but it was really fun to do, and I love the results. This is kind of how my style is. It's a little more simple, really with any medium that I use. I don't really get too detailed. I just kind of like it like this. So hopefully you guys enjoyed both drawings. It was really fun to get to do this same piece twice. And let me know what you want to see in the next video, and I'll see you then. Bye!